Time now for sports this evening. We start with some squash news, and another big name player is coming to the Cayman Islands next year to compete in the third edition of the Cayman Squash Open. World #1 men's player Ramy Ashour from Egypt has confirmed his participation for the men's competition. Ashour and women's #1 Nicole David, who's the defending Cayman Open champion, headlined the list of entries for the 2011 event. There's Ramy, and he and Nicole will be the top players joining us here for the event to be held at Cayman Bay once again. It will be held at Cayman Bay for the second year. As you remember, the first year was held at the South Sound Squash Club, and those top two players will be here. At the tournament launch today, international squash dignitaries Mark Challoner, there he is, and Natalie Granger praised Cayman as a top quality sports destination and congratulated organizers for also securing the rights to host the 2012 Women's World Open right here. Junior Minister of Tourism Clyde Glidden and National Women's Champion Marlene West were both excited about the progression of the Cayman Squash Open.
Yeah, it's just absolutely mind-blowing that, you know, in just such a short time that the progression has been so huge, and you know, it's nothing short of putting Cayman on the map.
The target that we set last year when we announced that was that we were going to move from strength to strength, and that with the partnership that was there and a commitment from the government and the private sector, we were hoping for bigger and better things for Cayman. And so I think this is a culmination of the hard work of many people, the support from the community, and we just look forward. Like I say, now it's getting to the stage where you don't know what you can do to actually outdo yourself from the last, but Dan still continues to find a way to do that.
The 2011 Cayman Open will be held April 3rd to 11th at Cayman Bay. And the ministers and top squash dignitaries join us on Let's Talk Sports to discuss the future plans. We'll also have a recap of the sports news headlines for the past week. And the top 5 players of the week, stand by for that. Let's Talk Sports comes your way at 7, right after Cayman 27 tonight at the top of the hour. So Let's Talk Sports tonight is just half an hour. That's because the NFL season kicks off this evening in New Orleans. We start coverage of the 2010-2011 season with the reigning Super Bowl champions, the New Orleans Saints, tackling arch-rivals Minnesota Vikings. It's a rematch of the NFC Championship match last season, which the Saints won in overtime. John Foster was jumping. That match was a heated, hard-hitting clash in the Superdome, and the game tonight is expected to have just as much explosive play. Veteran quarterback Brett Favre returns to the league for his 20th season, hoping to lead his Vikings past the Super Bowl MVP Drew Brees and the high-powered Saints offense. Game time is 7:30 on Cayman 27. Back at home, 21 junior cricketers have been called up by the local association to begin preparations for international competition. Here's a look at the training squad, and the young cricketers should listen up. Rohan Alvaranga, Santiago Bush, Edward Bodden, Corey Cato, Darren Cato, Shane Cato, and Wayne Cato Jr., along with Anthony Dawes, Sasha Dialwis, Michael Ebanks, Rohel Gale, Franklin Hines Jr., Paul Lidlaw, Shane Logan, Ryan Nugent, Dale Parker, Nicholas Roberts, Ramon Seeley, Gabriel Simon, John Tweedy, and Adam Watler. They've all been called up to represent the national team for the ICC competition to be played in Miami in December, so they begin preparations. And finally this evening, 5-time US Open champion Roger Federer produces another stunning display to win the quarterfinal match last night at the US Open. Federer outplays 5th seed Robin Soderling in straight sets. In the night session at the Arthur Ashe Stadium, Federer is playing in the far court. The 29-year-old Swiss sensation moves on to face Novak Djokovic in the semis.